it's a totally different feel than the first two tracks.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, because there's 11 drummers drumming on this record. I intentionally kept the drummer in mind for each song.
Mm.
Fake the Day Away, it's Tommy Lee on drums. And we'd spend a bunch of hours in the studio because I worked on his solo records. But when it came to pitching a song for him, I really wanted it to have him in mind. So what I actually did was I went on YouTube and scoured the internet for a live Motley Crue show with a drum solo. And I found this groove that he was just killing. And I'm like, oh my God. And I wrote Fake the Day Away to that drum groove
Oh my
from
God.
that solo. And to keep the story going, I sent drummers like, here's a vocal and a guitar with no drum ideas. I want you to interpret what you think, right? So I sent him my vocal and my guitar. And in his studio, he slowed it down and put a loop on it. And he said, I love it, but this is the tempo. And it was like 10 beats per minute slower. And then when we got into his studio with Dan on bass and him on drums, and we were just vibing on it, he goes, hey, can we bring it back another 2 beats? Yes. And then, okay, can we bring it back another 2 beats? Yes. So now we're at 14 beats per minute slower than what I sent him. But that's the tempo that you hear when you listen to this record. And the funny thing is, it was done. I sang it, mixed it. Chris Lord-Alge mixed it. Mauer Applebaum mastered it. I sent it to him, and Tommy's like, "Fuck, it sounds amazing, dude. Did you guys speed it up?" So he was always hearing the whole thing slower because he likes to get the heads bobbing.
Yeah.
Me, I always have a little more punk rock in me. I like stuff fast, but the tempo that it is perfect for me. And Dan, he's just my left wing for life, man. And no matter who's on drums, he's just the glue between how I play guitar and any drummer. And it's just that's why. And we get when we're on the road and there's like a momentum of a few gigs under our belts, it's almost telekinetic. He knows exactly what I'm gonna do, and he's just behind it. It's really amazing. So I'm really excited to go and play these songs live.
Oh
In
yeah.
fact, we're playing in Texas in March 13, 14, 15. I believe it's um, Lubbock, Fort Worth, and Houston. And because Don't Wake Up Dead and Moving California are out. And by the time we go to Texas, Fake the Day Away will be out. We'll be playing those three songs for the first time.
Well, I mean, again, I know you can't reveal anything, but how is John and how's the working relationship? Yeah.
Oh, it's great, man. I mean, I had a blast when we were recording Forever. We were here in Nashville actually for 5 weeks, and John's whole attitude was, we're not doing the drums here and bass in this city and guitars in LA and vocals in New York anymore. We're not doing that. This record is going to be recorded like Slippery and Wet under one roof until it's done. And that was very admirable, and it was very inspiring because we were recording all together in the same room. And if the guitars that we recorded that day when we kept Tico's drums, if they cut it, they were kept.
Mm.
If they say we had new ideas, we'd keep them and add to them or even replace them completely. But there were times when John, go in there, take a solo. And I would take a solo, and I was like, and it happened so quickly that when the record came out, somebody would come up to me, uh, I love the solo in People's House. And I'm like, I don't remember.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
then I listened to it on my phone, and I'm like, that is a good solo. Thank you. Because everything just
Yeah. Yeah.
when you're looking, when someone's watching the clock and you want to get stuff done in a certain manner. You don't want to rush it, but you also don't want to take all day on something that could physically occur naturally in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah. Rather than doing like, 20 fit takes and over again, you know.
Yeah. And I'm an instincts guy. I mean, I've learned it from working on other people's records where somebody will say, like, let's put a solo down. And it's the first, I'm not thinking. It's just listening, know how the chorus goes and be melodic and a little bit of flair and boom, out. And wow, that was great. Let's do another one. I do another one. And then the third take, I'm kind of starting to think now. The fourth take, I'm starting
Right.
to think, do I suck? Do I need to do something completely different? And then I could lay down 10 solos, and then the engineer will go, let's listen to the first one. And you listen to the first one, and he goes, dude, that's the one. I go, I know. I wasn't in my head. It was all coming from here.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but he'll go, but I love the bar at the end of seven. So let's just tag that on and we're done. That, that's the beauty of recording, right? Like even Eddie Van Halen solos were comped together from 5 takes.
Right,
So
right.
it's just, it keeps the energy and the specialness of of being in the moment. And that's what music should be about, man. Once you start to have to force it, I'm over it. I'm taking a lunch break, or I'm gonna go for a walk. I'll be back in 20 minutes. It's kind of like that. It should be natural.
Absolutely.